that space, because it was, the ladder went up and it was sealed up again. And
dark?
I was feeling, yeah, I was in a box.
What was the play?
I don't know. I don't think it was a real play. It was like a 5th grade play. You know, it's not like they do Annie now in 5th grade.
They do, though.
But I think I'm going to try to.
Was there someone who said you can do this? Someone who?
Oh, there were people all along the way who said, yes, you can do this. My college roommates all said, oh my God, you're so good. And I didn't know that they were just blowing smoke like you did in the introduction. Or, they were really telling the truth, you know. So I just.
Mine was secondhand. I was hating you.
Yeah. You were hating.
But I'm an older person because your contemporaries, while they support you with love, someone who has.
And it was about global warming.
And
nuclear war. And nuclear freeze. I mean, no, a freezing Earth after a nuclear event.
Yes, do you take a twist or an olive?
I like it very cold.
It's very cold.
Twist.
Twist.
A twist, yeah. And oh, wow. He's done this before. Cheers.
Cheers. So,
I had, at that time it was a kind of a school that was arranged on a hierarchy, and above everyone was the playwright, and then below them was the director, and then the designer, but it was a lot like life. So it was an education in that way, but you know, if you're shelling out that money for tuition there, you really wanted to get a part, and some people almost were never cast. So, I'm a very screwed up character, but it's, she's very tolerant of me, and she needs something from me, so of course she's nice to me. But it's fun. It's really, the movie is just great. I mean, I don't say this about all my movies, but this is not my movie. This is Emily Blunt and Lynn. Oh my God, Miranda. Yeah. I mean, this movie is so great. These children are beautiful. It's like a little tiny gift to America at Christmas.
when you first did a film, I thought, we talked backstage with you, I thought your first film was The Deer Hunter, and the 40th anniversary of that is next Saturday. Next Saturday, December 8th, the 40th anniversary of The Deer Hunter, the box office premiere of that. Wow. But you said your first film was Julia.
Yes, my first film was Julia.
So what's that experience like? You've trained to be a stage actress.
Yes.
And, you know, sort of it's kind of a hackneyed question, like, what did you like more, stage? But what is it like to go on and know that that performance, that day, is it? Because the great gift, I've spoken to many actors who say, oh, but I want to do it again tomorrow. I want this discovery. I want this ongoing exploration. But you don't.
Well, do you get sick of being yourself, Stephen?
I haven't done it that long. I'm in my very late 30s. Are we doing base 10 or base 12? I'm 54 years old.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a grown up. Okay. Well,
I'm grown up, yeah.
You've been you for a long time. Do you ever think there's nothing more to learn? Editing, actually, that is still studying. He was such a I think she's wonderful. Jessica Lange and Jessica Lange also got a role that I had gone up for in King Kong that I did not really want.
Well, you didn't get the Fay Ray part.
No, her. Yes.
Yeah, she plays the...
Yes, she plays that part.
Yeah.
But his son was going to the theater a lot, and he had seen me and brought me to his father. Dino De Laurentiis, who was the producer. And Dino De Laurentiis, I've told this story 100 times, but Dino De Laurentiis said, you know, I don't remember how he said it. Perché mi porta la brutta? Why do you bring me this ugly thing? And so, at that time, I was fresh out of Vassar, and I'd studied Italian 1 and 2. I knew what he was saying, and I said, mi dispiace che no, you know, that I don't please you, no. Anyway, and he went. But Jessica got the job. So when Jessica got Sweet Dreams, I said to Carol, I'm going to England to make plenty, and the least you can do is give me your house. And he did. And so I lived in Carol Rice's house while he made Sweet Dreams with Jessica.
People have had hours and hours to prepare. Where are the belts for this? Why is no one ready?
I don't work for you, and that puts an ice chip in my heart. The comedian Louis Vertel put it best when he tweeted, I'd like a reality show where 50 actors get one shot to nail Meryl Streep's delivery of Why Is No One Ready from The Devil Wears Prada. Episodes would end with the host turning to the camera and saying, 50 failures, we'll try again next week.
He was meanest when he was sweetest. he would say, Meryl, how can I live this way? I wasn't able to deliver the goods on the scene. But he was, I was totally copying my nipples there, by the way. That was it. But don't you have that feeling yourself? Why is no one ready? Why is no one prepared? Why don't people come prepared? That drives me crazy. I work hard. I get ready. I come to the job.
There have been times when I'm ready to rehearse my show, because we do 5 shows a week, 202 a year.
Yeah.
And I come down always late. I always come down late to rehearsal, because I'm hanging out with my glam squad, getting pretty. Okay, I've got another clip here. I'd like you to give me a little insight on.
Put out in the 80s that I remember we did for a benefit, and that's probably closest to me. And that voice is, by the way, a voice my children really don't want to hear at home. I mean, I don't know about you, but when you sing out loud at home, it's...
Yeah, no, I'm not encouraged.
Not encouraged. There you go.
Well, you played Florence Foster Jenkins.
Yeah.
Famously the world's worst opera singer.
Yeah.
And I'd like to play, this is an aria. Florence is doing The Queen of the Night.
Yes.
From Zapflaut. And let's watch a little bit of the map.
This should wake them up.
Especially for comedic purposes,
Yeah.
do something I just don't know how to do,
Yeah.
but as best I can.
Yeah.
Like I used to do a tumbling routine with my friends Amy Harrison and Paul Danello. We used to do a tumbling routine in Second City for comedy, for comedic effect. But what we did is we bought late 19th century tumbling as exercise books, and we learned the routines. We would do them on stage. It was hilarious, but we were doing our best possible tumbling. And it was hilarious. Like no drunk tries to try to walk straight. You know what I mean? They just happen to be drunk. How do you, who knows how to sing so atrociously as Florence Foster Jenkins? Because it's not easy to be that sour.
Well, it was difficult because you have to come in just under the note, just under it. And if your instinct is to hit it, it's, it was weird. But I sort of got into the head of Florence, and I thought, I am hitting the notes, and I'm just going to be free. And then it really sounded bad when I just let myself go.
You just convinced yourself that you were doing a good job.
I convinced myself I was doing a wonderful job, and that was a sort of a fantasy that was encouraged in her, the circle of people that surrounded her, because she gave so much money away. And I think, a lot of people have that experience.
Have you the idea of empathy? I'm not sure he knows what you mean when you say it.
I'm scared. I'm scared by him, by his possibility, and I do empathize with him. I can't imagine what his 3 a.m. is like. I can't imagine it. There's a gathering storm. Everybody feels it. He feels it. It's his children are in jeopardy. I feel that. I think, what if my children were in jeopardy that way? I would do anything to get them out of trouble. So we should be afraid. That's what I think. Somebody $2 an hour, except waitresses. That's right. It's legal, and it was written into law. There is a kind of a minimum wage, except for waitresses, because they get tips supposedly, and some of them are good and some of them are bad, and some people work in shitty places. Okay. But, where people that they're serving don't have the money to give them anything than what the hamburger costs. But I just think...
Why not announce the closing night event? The public seems to hate the sight of a theater, and so why we should undergo this terrible strain we'll never know. Why kick your legs while draining the dregs of sorrow's bitter cup? Because you have read some idiot who said the curtain must stay up. I'd like to know why the star takes bows, having just come from burying her spouse. And one of the lines is, when I think of miners and waiters and diners, the theory, the query.
I didn't like it on my right ear. I liked it on my left ear, but I didn't like it. So I was a willful child, but I think wearing glasses at 3 and having people call you 4 Eyes, and it gets you ready for the world as a woman, and it makes you think, yeah, so I'll develop other skills.
Tom, number 2.
Yep, sorry, here on your right. Question. Hey, Stephen, it's Brett.
Hey, Brett.
Only time I really didn't was in the post, and I think it was because of that wig.
You reminded him of his mom.
But I was interested because I know you were in the Frogs.
Yeah.
In the Yale pool.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I think that was the only stage version of the Frogs.
Yeah.
And then all those years later, you did Into the Woods.
Yeah.
So, what was it like to do the Frogs, A? And then did you and...
Oh, let me tell you, the Frogs was an adaptation of Aristophanes' The Frogs, with music by Stephen Sondheim, and it was performed in the Yale pool by members of the Yale swim team. Do you think I was not auditioning for that show? Everybody at the drama school was just like, oh my God, get me in there. Because they had these little Speedos, you know? And that was the attraction for everyone involved in the production. Not just me.
Who directed that?
Bert Sheveloff. Bert Sheveloff was a Broadway director.
Even I know that story.
Okay.
That's an incredibly famous story.
It's true. And I still know the chorus of the Frogs.
How's it go?
My part?
Yeah.
That's true. It's not, I dim the lights, I dream about you. It's not that, but it's good.
I was in company at a center, and it's almost as hard as that. Because Bobby, baby. Bobby, baby. Bobby, sweetie. Bobby. You just want to kill yourself. Did you sing it with Sondheim there when you were performing?
Yes, oh sure.
What was it like to have him in the audience and you're going, and it's Sondheim. It's America Shakespeare right there.
But I was just a member of the chorus, so
Okay.
it didn't matter. He was not looking at me.